Good day, everyone. So, for the remaining topic of electrochemical cells, last time we have discussed balancing chemical reactions. We also discussed um, the steps. So, the first step, just a review, is you need to assign oxidation numbers to determine which half reaction is oxidized and which is reduced. Next one is write the oxidation reaction and half reaction. And then in balancing, after you have written the half reactions, you balance each half reactions. So first step is you balance elements other than hydrogen and oxygen. And then after that is you balance oxygen by adding H2O. And then you balance hydrogen by adding H plus. And if it's on a basic solution, you balance hydrogen by adding OH negative. Then balance the charge by adding the electrons. And then after that is you multiply the half reactions by integers so that the electrons gained and the electrons lost in your half reactions are the same. So you find the least common multiple. And then you add the half reactions, subtract the things or the species that appear on both sides. So therefore, the electrons can now be canceled, number of electrons. So make sure that the equation is balanced according to the mass and the moles, and it's according to the charge. So we have also solved this one last time, and we also discussed about electrochemical cells. So we have defined what is electrochemical cells and what are the types of electrochemical cells. You have galvanic or voltaic cell, and then you have electrolytic cell. And then we also discussed um, what are the parts of voltaic cell. So you have the anode. So the anode is the one that undergoes oxidation process, while the cathode is the one that undergoes reducing or reduction process. And then we also um n- uh learned um the purpose of a salt bridge, which is to minimize the potential or the difference in the small potential difference in your two electrodes. So the potential difference that is called the term is what you call liquid junction potential. That is the small potential difference between the two electrodes, the anode and the cathode. And in able to minimize that difference, you need to use a salt bridge. So the salt bridge, it can be in KCl, or in this case, it's sodium nitrate. It keeps both your anode solution and your cathode solution um, electrically neutral. So by allowing your ions, since of course in your cathode, there's reduction happening. So if there's reduction, there will be gaining of electrons. So from the abbreviation GEROA, gain of electrons reduction. And then in your anode part of your cell, this part here, we have also oxidation happening, which is the losing of electrons. So enable to keep both the solution or keep both of your electrodes um, electrically neutral, there is this salt bridge. And then we've also discussed the other form, written form for your electrochemical cells. So single line, that is the phase boundary, and then double line, that is the salt bridge. So in this case, you have this zinc in solid form. You reacted it with your copper nitrate. So in aqueous form, and then no, uh your zinc solid form will undergo oxidation, losing of electrons. And then your copper metal will gain electrons. And the next one, so that is this a typical voltaic cell looks like this. And then we also discussed about Daniel cell. So Daniel cell, it's an example of galvanic cell. So Daniel cell, if we're talking about Daniel cell, it always has a zinc anode. Si Daniel cell, meron siyang zinc na anode and copper cathode. It's an example of double L. It's an example of voltaic or galvanic cell. So let's discuss this one. So in your Daniel cell, this is an example of Daniel cell or voltaic cell. So what happens is that in your anode, this is your anode. So in your anode, there is oxidation. So at the anode, oxidation takes place. So if we're talking about oxidation, it is the loss of electron. And so basically, your zinc metal, it will lose an electron. And then once it lose its electron, you will have 2 electrons at the product. So your zinc 2 plus now, it is in aqueous form. So if I go back, okay, I'm going to explain what happens in your system. So here, so your zinc electrode, this is your anode. Your anode, what happens is your zinc is oxidized. Diba? Your zinc, this is your zinc metal. Your zinc metal in solid form, it will be oxidized. So your electrons is released. So after oxidation, what happens to your zinc? It will become in aqueous form na siya. From solid metal, naging aqueous. So, na-dissolve siya dito sa anode mo or sa solution mo. And then, after that is, ang dalawang electron, kasi 'di ba after oxidation, your product will be an aqueous zinc and then its electron, 2 electrons. So, after oxidation, your zinc will dissolve here in the solution, and at the same time, the electrons from your zinc metal, it will transfer here to the cathode. So the cathode, that is the one that will accept your electrons from your anode. So your cathode, once it accepts your electron, it will undergo reduction. Since nag-accept siya, nakagain siya ng electron, nag-undergo na siya ng reduction. So your Cu, yung Cu mo dito is in aqueous form. So Cu2 plus S, it will accept or it will gain electrons, and then it will become, sorry, this is aqueous. It will become solid form once it accepts the electron. So when your solution, you have difference, you will have different ion concentration, since yung ion mo dito, yung concentration mo dito, it will become positive, and dito naman it will, since it will gain electrons, so yung solution mo dito, it will become negative. In order to balance the difference in the ion concentration, there is this salt bridge. So what will happen is that yung negative na part dito kang salt bridge, yung negative, yung anion, which is an example to anion is a nitrate ion. So yung ion dyan, pupunta siya dito para i-balance niya yung difference ng charge. And then yung cation mo naman, which is sodium cation, pupunta siya dito to balance the charge. So the cations, they move towards the cathode. The anions in your salt bridge, they move towards the anode. Okay. So let's go back here. What happens during the oxidation and reduction process is that, di ba, si anode, there, that is where the oxidation occurs in your anode. So what will happen again in your oxidation? It will lose electrons. So for zinc, since si zinc, di ba, zinc is in solid form. So si zinc, it will lose electrons. So from this, 'di ba, solid, ganito yung mukha ni zinc metal. So once it will lose electron, so nawala na si electron, napunta na siya dito sa wire mo. Your zinc, this is your zinc particle, it will dissolve in your solution. So that's why you have the product na zinc aqueous form. So yan, zinc na yan, that is your zinc 2 plus in aqueous form. Okay, and then you have your 2 electrons. So your 2 electrons, it will go through your wire. So your solid zinc atoms, again, it will turn into zinc ions, which is this. And it will dissolve in your solution, in your anode solution. So na-dissolve na siya dito. So the electrons that are released, they cannot stay in the solution. So they travel through the external wire. So this is your wire here. So that's why we say the electrons leave the anode and they flow through the wire of the cathode. So yan, that's the purpose of your voltaic cell. And then what happens to the solution in your anode? So because your zinc atom, they are turning into zinc 2 plus ions. So 'di ba, na-dissolve na siya dito sa solution mo. They become, your solution now, it becomes positively charged. Kasi na-dissolve si zinc 2 plus ion, so positive charge na to siya. So since positive charge siya, that's why you need your salt bridge para ma-balance siya, para ma-neutral. Neutralize yung solution. So that's why you have the anions. So yung salt bridge mo dito, ito, yung salt bridge meron din siyang anions. So to balance that, the anions in your salt bridge, it will neutralize the charge of your solution. And then the electrons that travel through your wire, they are now accepted by your copper 2 plus ions in your cathode. So, since gin-accept niya yung electrons, si copper mo dito, naging negative charge na siya. So, para mabalance siya, the cations from your salt bridge, di ba kasi negative charge na siya. The cations from your salt bridge, it will balance. So, si cations kang salt bridge, papunta siya kang cathode. Si anions kang salt bridge, it will go to your anode. So, take note. So the cell potential for a spontaneous chemical reaction is always positive. So if you have a voltaic cell, the cell potential is always positive. So always positive. Okay, so next. So likewise, the electrons only spontaneously flow one way in the redox reaction. So from higher to lower potential. Okay, so now let's discuss about cell potential. So cell potential, that is the potential difference between your anode and your cathode, and it also always has this formula. So E cell, or your cell potential, is equal to the cell potential in your cathode minus the cell potential in your anode. And it has a unit of volts. And if your reaction is spontaneous, if you have a spontaneous reaction, so like for example, voltaic cell is a spontaneous reaction. Always occurs in a spontaneous reaction. So your E cell is positive. It's also called cell potential, and it's designated as E cell. Next. So your reduction potentials have been measured and tabulated. So this is your reduction potential. So these are your half reactions, and the reduction potentials, it has already experimentally calculated. So we have already data. And meron silang data, it's experimentally recorded na, but naka-reference siya sa standard hydrogen electrode, or SHE, because the cell potential of your the reduction potential for hydrogen is 0 man siya. So if you look onto this table, 0 siya. So ito yung reference point. So lahat ng data na to na nakuha ng mga scientist, reference point nila is itong si hydrogen. That's why it's another term for that is the standard hydrogen electrode, or SHE. SHE. So by definition, the reduction potential for hydrogen is 0 volts. So pag yung hydrogen nag-undergo siya ng reduction, yung standard hydrogen yung at this is recorded at 1 atm and then in gas form yung hydrogen dito. So at 1 atm yung cell potential ni hydrogen is 0 volts. So, since naka-standard condition man, yan lang yung available data natin in literature at standard conditions. So, eto na data, this is at standard conditions and it can be found para makuha yung standard cell potential, you use this equation. But this is standard cell potential. Standard cell potential. So, cell potential is based on the potential energy per unit of charge. It is an intensive property. So, for the oxidation in this cell, so for example, we have this cell. Yung para ma-determine mo yung standard cell potential, 'di ba? Ang nag-undergo ng oxidation is your zinc. Ang nag-undergo ng reduction is your copper. So this is your anode, 'di ba? Your standard cell potential sa formula is your standard cell potential. Ang standard cell potential para meron kang naught sa taas, E naught cell is equal to the standard cell potential of your cathode. So, yun, nag-undergo ng reduction si cathode minus nag-undergo ng oxidation. So, your anode. Cathode minus anode. So, yung cathode mo dito is si copper. So, si copper, meron siyang standard cell potential na 0.34. Si zinc naman, meron siyang standard cell potential negative 0.76. So, i-subtract mo siya. So, para makuha yung standard cell potential, your cathode is your zinc, which your copper, which is positive 34 minus negative 0.76. This is your zinc. The one na nag-undergo ng reduction, ito si copper, Cu. So, standard cell potential pa siya ha, ang makuha niyan, which is the answer is positive 1.10. Now, the strongest oxidizers have the most positive reduction potentials. So, again, the strongest oxidizers, they have the most positive reduction potentials. So, if you go back to this table here, so sila yung positive na potential. Sila yung mga strongest oxidizers. So, in this case, the strongest among these all is your fluorine. Strongest oxidizers. So, strongest oxidizers, they are the positive. They have the most positive reduction potentials. And then for the strongest reducers naman, they have the most negative reduction potentials. So the greater the difference between your anode and your cathode, the greater the voltage. So of course, kung si cathode mo, 'di ba si cathode is siya yung mag-undergo ng reduction. If ang reducers mo cathode, most strongest reducers, oxidizers. So, if, 'di ba yung cathode mo, siya yung mag-undergo ng reduction, pero yung tawag sa kanya is oxidizing agent, 'di ba? Oxidizing agent. So, from Jeroa, oxidizing agent or oxidizers. So, kung yung oxidizers mo have most positive reduction potential. So, for example, if we go back to the table, so kung yung oxidizers mo or yung nag-undergo ng reduction, meron silang positive yung cell potential nila, dito sila na part. So, they are strong oxidizers or oxidizing agent. Again, yung mga oxidizers, sila yung nag-undergo ng reduction, ha? Don't be confused. Hindi sila yung nag-undergo ng oxidation. Oxidizers or oxidizing agents. So, and then, yung mga nag-undergo naman ng oxidation or what you call reducers, di ba kasi Liora, nag-undergo ng oxidation, and then they are reducing agent or reducers. If you want strong reducers naman, they should be negative. So they should have the most negative reduction potential. So if you go back to here, the table, so dapat negative sila. So si lithium, siya yung pinaka-strongest reducers. So yung if they have if malaki yung difference nila, so like for example, yung sa example natin kanina is si zinc, ito si zinc, and then si copper. Copper 0.3, ito si copper. So 'di ba, hindi siya masyadong malaki yung difference nila. But if let's say si chlorine and si zinc, so mas mataas yung cell potential nila. So the greater the difference between the two, the greater the voltage. So yung voltage of the cell or yung cell potential, standard cell potential is 1.10. Next is we go to free energy. Free energy or delta G of a redox reaction, it can be found using the equation, this equation. Delta G is equals to negative NFE. So, able to determine the free energy of your reaction, you use this equation. Your N, that is the number of moles of electrons. So, where can you find this? The number of moles in electron using dapat same yung number of moles. So, you need to balance it. So, using the balancing of redox. So, para makuha mo yung number of moles of electrons. So, in this case, sa example natin kanina, yung electrons is 2 sa zinc and copper. Kasi 2 electrons yung na-transfer from your zinc towards your cathode, which is your copper. So N is the number of moles of electrons transferred, and F is the constant, Faraday's constant. So 1 Faraday constant is 96,485 coulomb per mole, or 96,485 joules per volt mole. And since, di ba, yung meron sa atin na data or what we have only are the standard potential or standard reduction potential. Naka-standard form siya. So, yung ma-compute lang natin is, of course, si delta G naught. Delta G naught lang. Now, si delta G naught, 'Di ba? If you remember, you have this formula, 'di ba? This one, this is the um in in this is your real Gibbs free energy. If you remember last midterms, Gibbs free energy is equal to the standard Gibbs free energy plus RT, ln Q. So, this means, since meron tayong formula na to, this means that our Gibbs free energy is just equal to negative NFE. So, pwede mo ma-dissect yung equation na yan. It can become negative NFE is equal to negative NFE naught, or the standard cell potential plus RT ln Q. In order to determine um your cell potential na hindi in standard form. So if we divide both sides, so i-divide natin both sides bar by negative NF, so you will have this equation. This is your equation. This is what you call Nernst equation. Now, using base 10 logarithm, you have this equation. So, this will be your final equation na. This is the Nernst equation. So, at room temperature, you will have, at room temperature, 'di ba? Your E is equal to the standard, this is the standard reduction cell potential. And this equation, this will become 8.31. This is your gas law constant, gas constant. So 8.314 joules per mole Kelvin. And ito, this is the temperature. So in this case, since it's at room temperature, so this is at 298 Kelvin. So dapat naka-Kelvin siya ha. This should be in Kelvin. And then your N in this case is the number of electrons. And then your F is your Faraday's constant, which is 96,485 joules per mole volts. So yan. So this is your equation at room temperature. Simplified na siya. So notice that the Nernst equation implies that a cell could be created that has the same substance at both electrodes. So it can be applied, the redox reaction, it can be applied in your batteries, in your hydrogen fuel cells, then in corrosion. So si corrosion, so you have, if yung metal mo, it is exposed to air, so it will undergo corrosion. It will be corrode. So let's have an example here. So copper and iron are two of many metals used in designing machines. Using standard reduction potentials, identify the anode and the cathode and determine the self-potential for galvanic cell composed of copper and iron. Assume standard conditions. We can also construct a galvanic cell using copper and silver. So this is for the part B. So let's first solve part A. So determine the cell potential for galvanic cell. So you need to determine the cell potential. So here, wait. Sige. So let's go back to the problem. Using standard cell, you have copper and iron, and then using standard reduction potentials, identify the anode and cathode and determine the cell potential for a galvanic cell composed of copper and iron. So your, di ba, given, according to the problem, you have two metals. You have your copper and iron. And then, ano pa, you need to identify the anode and cathode. So, very simple lang. And then, determine the cell potential for galvanic cell. Now, this is galvanic cell. So, if we're talking about galvanic cell, this is spontaneous reaction. So, if it's spontaneous, your E here, or the cell potential is the cell potential is positive, or the standard cell potential is positive. Now, standard conditions. Assume standard conditions. So, very easy kasi naka-standard conditions siya. So, E-cell mo, your cell potential is positive. So, dapat positive yung E-naught cell mo. So, di ba, E-naught cell is equal to your cathode minus anode. So, si cathode mo, determine, so, from your table here, si anode or si copper and iron man. So, si copper mo, you have a standard cell potential of positive 0.34. Si iron, positive 0, copper and iron. Dapat same pala sila ha. So, this is not the right iron. Dapat same sila ng electrons. So, dapat ito. Copper and iron. This one. Kasi yung nasa taas is isa lang siya. So, hindi siya tama. Dapat ito kasi dalawang electrons. So, you have, para maging positive si E-cell, di ba, yung isa, yung iron mo is negative 0.44, kang copper is positive 34. So, let's go back here. So, para maging positive si E-cell, di ba, si copper mo, meron siyang E-cell na 0.334 ay standards reduction potential, and then si iron naman 6 volts, meron siyang negative 0.44 si iron. So para maging positive si E-cell, positive dapat siya. Dapat ito yung cathode mo. This should be your cathode and this is your anode. Kasi if ito yung cathode mo, negative 0.44 minus 0.3337 is negative. So it's not equal to, this is not positive. So dapat yung cathode mo, it should be 0.33, your copper minus negative 0.44 para maging positive siya. So, your E-cell or the standard cell potential is 0.787 volts. So, these are the answers. So, ito yung cathode, si copper, si cathode, si iron, si anode. Next, We can also construct a galvanic cell using copper and silver. Confirm that the potential of the following galvanic cell is 0.462. So you have your copper and your silver. So let's go back here, copper and silver. So si copper mo and si silver, where is your silver? Silver. This is your silver. Copper. Silver. Yes. So that is your silver. So if you get the cell potential, 'di ba? Your silver, meron siyang cell potential na 0.7794. Ang 462. So this is your silver. So silver. Meron siyang cell potential na 0.7794. So, and then you have your copper. Si copper naman, meron siyang cell potential na 0.337. So or galvanic cell pa rin siya, so your E cell should be positive. So para maging positive siya, this should be your cathode and this is your anode para maging positive. So 0.7794 minus 0.337. So this is 0.46 volts. Next, okay, for this problem, so suppose that you work for a company that designs the drive mechanism for large ships. The materials in this mechanism will obviously come into contact with environments that enhance corrosion. To estimate the difficulties that corrosion might cause, you decide to build a model electrochemical cells using electrolyte concentration that might be present in your system when it is in service. Assume that you have a cell that has an iron concentration. So meron kang cell na iron concentration na to and an H plus concentration of 1 times 10 to the negative 3 molarity. The cell temperature is 38. The pressure of the hydrogen is maintained at 0.04 atm. What would be the cell potential under these conditions? Okay. Sige, so you have your iron 2 concentration. So, yan yung half reaction mo, si iron and si hydrogen. Yeah. Reduction tensions. So, you have your iron, Fe2 plus, since naka Fe2 ay concentration. So, Fe2 plus, this is aqueous form, plus 2 electrons is equals to Fes. Let's look onto the table. Ito. And then your hydrogen naman it. So let's use that values. So your cell potential is negative 0.44 volts. Si hydrogen naman is 2H plus. This is aqueous form. Plus 2 electrons. You have H2. Yes. So the standard cell potential is 0. Sige. Now, assume that you have a cell, the temperature, so you have this concentration ng H plus. So you have ang concentration nito, you have a concentration of your iron which is 0.015. If we are going to write this one, so this will become the um pwede din siya if you're going to write the um in yung line representation, single and double line representation, you will have this one. So, pwede siya, iganito na lang sulat para masulat natin yung concentration. So, you have your Fe2 plus. This is your, this ano yung concentration na Fe2 plus? 0.015 molarity. And then, single line Fes. Double line. Si zinc naman, or I mean si hydrogen. So, you have 2H. Ay, sorry. So, you have 2H plus. This is, ang concentration ni hydrogen mo is 1 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the negative 3 molarity. Molarity yan siya. And single line, you have your H2 as gas. Yan. Pwede ninyo isulat ng ganyan na form para mas madali siya. So, nakabalance naman siya. So, you have your 2E. Balance na siya. Ano yung required? The gas temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. So, temperature of the gas is 38 degrees Celsius. You need to use this later in your Nernst. And then the pressure of the hydrogen gas is, so see hydrogen gas, meron siyang pressure na 0.04 atm. Okay. Sige. Ano pa yung example? Electrochemical cells using electrolyte concentration. Yeah. So we can assume um sige. So we can say that this is a galvanic cell. Galvanic cell. Galvanic cell. So if it's a galvanic cell, your E cell, which is equal to your E cathode minus your E anode, should be positive. So dapat yung cathode mo is si hydrogen. This is your anode. So this will undergo oxidation and this will undergo reduction. Cathode. So 0 minus negative 0.44. This is positive 0.44 volts. So that is your E cell. Standard cell potential pala, sorry. So now, ang required dito is cell potential under these conditions. So you cannot use your standard cell potential because what would be the cell potential under these conditions? Your standard cell potential is at 0 degrees and 1 atm, diba? This is standard. At standard conditions man siya. So, ito, you are going to determine your cell potential using the Nernst equation. So, E is equals to standard cell potential minus RT over NF ln Q. So let's erase this. Erase natin to. Basta si cell potential is 0.44 volts. Ouchie. Erase natin. So, your cell potential is equal to your standard cell potential minus RT over LNF lnQ. Now, let's, your Q here, if you remember, in your um equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, this is the reaction quotient, diba? This is your reaction quotient. This is the concentration or the pressure of your product minus your reactant. Reaction quotient. So if we are going to find Q, so how will we determine our reaction quotient? Sige, wait. I will have another slide. Sige. So let's have your reaction quotient. Q is equal to product minus over reactant. By the way, let's first I'll be explaining what is the difference between your E, which is the non-standard cell potential, with versus E not your standard cell potential. So how is your E going to relate to E naught? So is it greater than, is it less than, or is it equal? So it's not gonna be equal because the concentration is not equal to 1. It's not going to be equal. So if you remember in your Le Chatelier equation, sa midterms ninyo, that if we increase the reactant, so increase mo si reactant, what will happen? It will shift to the right. Now, so it will be spontaneous. So there will be spontaneous because there will be shifting to adjust the reaction. So it is spontaneous. And you will know, so therefore your cell potential will be positive or will go up. So your E will be positive. Now, if you decrease the concentration, of your reactant, so your reactant will decrease. So what will happen to your cell potential eventually? So it will shift to the left. Diba? So it will shift to the left, making it spontaneous in reverse. So it's non-spontaneous now. Non-spontaneous in forward reaction. So your cell potential, therefore cell potential will be negative, or your cell potential will be negative. If you increase concentration in your product, increase concentration in product. So your product concentration will increase. What will happen to your cell potential? It will shift to the right. Diba? If you remember Le Chatelier equation, it will shift to the right. I mean, it will shift to the left. Sorry. Baliktad. It will shift to the left. It will shift to the left, and the cell potential will decrease. Now, if you decrease concentration in product, so your product concentration will decrease. So what will happen to your cell potential? It will shift to the right. So your cell potential will increase. So remember this. So therefore, if you increase the reactant or you decrease the product, your cell potential will increase. If you decrease the reactant or increase the product, your cell potential will decrease. So for a non-standard cell potential, non-standard cell potential, non-standard E, it is always greater than E, the standard cell potential. Now, greater than standard cell potential if si reactant mo will decrease and si product mo will increase and si product mo will decrease. Now, if it's less than your standard cell potential is less than your cell potential is less than your standard cell potential if yung reactant mo will decrease or your product will increase. So take note. So let's go back here. So in the problem, diba? From your problem, this is your reactant. Your reactant is 0.015 and your product concentration is 1. 1 times 10 to the negative 3. So in this case, your product zero the product Fe2 plus so your product concentration, this is your product pala, sorry. This is your product concentration and this is your reactant concentration. Si product and si reactant concentration. So, kasi, di ba, this is the product because this is the solute na that is dissolved in your solution. This is the reactant. Kasi ito na yung product mo, si gas. So, this is the reactant, this is your product. So, from that, so si product mo is greater than your reactant. In that way, if product is greater than your reactant or mas mataas si product kaysa kang reactant, you have ito yung gagamitin. So, it's expected that your non-standard cell potential or it should be less than your E cell. So, therefore, your E should be less than your E cell not. So, if you need to calculate that, pause. So, enable to calculate the cell potential, you need to find first the data that are needed here. So, you have your Q. First, that is the concentration or pressure of your product over the concentration pressure of your reactant. So your product in this case, that is your Fe2 plus, the product, this is the reactant. So the product is, if you are going to have a balanced electrochemical reaction, this will be your balanced chemical reaction. So you have uh, FeS anode oxidation, a loss of electrons. You have plus loss of electrons. 2H plus Qs. And then your product will be H2 gas plus Fe2 plus Qs. So always remember that if you lose an electron, that electron will be at the product. So in this case, yung electron na to dapat nasa product siya. So plus 2 electron. Since yung Fe2 plus nasa product man din. So ito yung product, this is the reactant. Kasi 'di ba, you have iron, solid iron in the reactant initially present, and then it gets to lose its electron using via oxidation reaction. And then this is your reactant. So this is your reactant. This is also your reactant for your reduction reaction. So yung 2E dyan siya. So makancel siya. So that's why this is your balanced electrochemical reaction. So this is your product, CH2 gas and CFE2 plus gas. So si product mo, dapat pwede siya concentration or pressure, di ba? Nasa lesson natin last time, sa midterm. So si concentration of your product, concentration of Fe2 plus is 0.015 molarity times the pressure ni H2 gas, 0.04 atm. Divided by the concentration of your reactant. Si reactant, you have 0.001 molarity raised to the power of 2 since you have coefficient na 2. So your Q in this case is 600. This is unitless, dapat ha si Q. So, plug in your values. You have standard potential, which is 0.44 volts. Minus R is 8.314 joules per mole Kelvin times the temperature. Temperature is 38. Convert this to Kelvin. This will become 311 Kelvin. 311 Kelvin divided by the number of electrons. So you have 2 electrons. Dapat nakabalance siya para same sila. So you have 2 electrons times the Faraday's constant, which is 96485 times ln 600. So your cell potential now is 0.354, which is less than 0.44. So it just proves na since 'di ba we predict na it should be less than because the concentration of our product, which is 0.15, is greater than the concentration of our reactant. So dapat si E mo, it should be less than your standard cell potential. So yeah. So that is your answer. So your answer is this. This is volts. Naka-volts dapat siya. That is your cell potential. So I think that is all for our discussion